Bienvenidos, mi gentes. This is the general collective message for Libra for the month of January. And we're just clearing out any and all energies, entities, beings that's not serving you for your highest and greatest good, and calling in our divine spirit guides, our higher selves, and the Most High to be with us in this time and space to deliver the messages that are divinely aligned for your highest and greatest good and the greatest good of all involved. I thank you in advance for allowing me to be a divine catalyst, to be your messenger. I'm really excited to be tapped in with all of y'all, right? We're we're gonna get into some messages and with Ganesh and with the tarot and with Kalima, and then I am gonna interpret those, and then I'm going to do some subconscious pullings for you, for your subconscious mind and your intuition to connect with, and that is for you to decipher. I'm just going to leave a couple of keywords for that when we get to that proportion here. So have your notebooks, your pens, your tea, your water, your smoke, whatever you want to have handy with you. Be in a comfortable position here. So as we're getting into your energy, Libra, there's a lot of preparation for you guys coming into the spring, but as of right now, I was getting a few herbs for other signs, but for you specifically, I really like the energy. I was getting sandalwood. So it was sandalwood, roses, jasmine, were the main ones I was picking up. I think there was one other one and I didn't even write it down. I wish I did. Yeah. The sandalwood or mugwort was another one that was coming up for y'all as well. And so I was like, "Ooh, that sounds so yummy." What else? Y'all was having a lot of things coming up in regards to like healing, but I feel like a lot of y'all are going to be actually having like a lot of divine connections, like healthy, meaningful connections coming up for y'all during this month here. There was something about like divine unions specifically for y'all, Libra. I do feel like there was like a massive purge and cleansing in the psyche that y'all had to go through. Oh, thank you. And there was, with that, there may have been like a lot of triggers and frustrations, and Spirit was like, go hard. Say it with your chest. And I was like, okay. So this is, even though this is for January, I literally was like hearing like, this is the year, Libra, whether you're a sun, moon, rising Libra, this is the year for y'all to allow yourselves to let your shadow side work for y'all. It's okay to be the villain this year, like Spirit got your back. It's a form of divine intervention or a form of divine protection. So it's like utilizing it in a healthy manner. And it's not that you're like a true villain, but you might appear as the villain to other people to uphold the laws of Ma'at, to uphold the laws of universal cosmic balance and divine union and harmony with yourself. Okay, if you are not a sun, moon, or rising Libra and you found yourself tapping into this reading, whether it's live or on the replay, trust in your higher self that there's a message here for you, that you were guided, you're divinely guided and protected to be in the time and spaces and places that you're meant to be for whatever lessons and messages are there for you. And so, with that being said, we all have all the zodiac signs in our natal chart anyway. So, this can be that the parts of Libra in your chart may be playing a significant role in your life at this time. So I invite you to look at your chart and see where is Libra at in your chart and how this message may comply or connect or be compatible to each other in that area in your life and how it's serving you. Okay. I'm also going to say, because this is a general collective message, to take the messages that resonate for you. If there is a message that does not resonate for you, I ask you to connect with your higher self and your spirit guides and the ancestors of the highest order and the most high to bring you divine clarity and tangible confirmation and results to validate that message being for you, if it is indeed for you. And if not, then they are to divinely intervene and removing the message and the energy out of your atmosphere, out of your auric field, out of your etheric realms, psyche, and all of that, right? It's not yours. Let it go. Doesn't fucking serve you. Whatever. Peace out, right? So sit with that, meditate with it, and see what comes up for you. Sometimes we let our egos get in the way of certain messages that wants to come through. And with Kalima, being very, very prominent and active with us, not just this week, she's been with us forever, right? But she's doing major healing and activations and off with your heads kind of work for the collective right now. And I've been feeling called for those of you that been watching live and been listening to the other zodiac signs, it's been strong all week, even before what's going on in the West Coast and whatnot, right? And so with that being said, there's a massive purge and purification process that's happening. And sometimes when when you gotta be that spiritual gangster to uphold righteousness, it comes in a way that, people are gonna have something to say. They're gonna be like, oh, well, I thought you were spiritual, or I thought you were nice. And it's like, no, I'm kind, but I'm not going to belittle myself. I'm not going to shrink myself, and I'm not going to let you cross over my boundaries. And Libra, y'all can be very people-pleasing at times, or indecisive when y'all are at an imbalance. So this is not so much for those that are in the imbalance or people-pleasing space. This is for those of you who have come to a space of balance and are mastering the middle pillar, the Shishuma, mastering the shades of gray. Even those that are in the space of knowing how to flip the coin and go on either side and to balance out the scales here. And saying yes when you want to say no, but there's a big emphasis on a hell no. So I'm not sure if there was a yes or no question that y'all had, but I was hearing hell fucking no. Nope. No. Upholding those boundaries and really allowing you to be in a space where, if that makes you look like the bad guy, then so be it. Spirit and Source and the Most High knows the truth, what is going on here, knows your heart. And this is not from a space of being vindictive or spiteful or paranoid or distrustful, or it's from a space of upholding righteousness is what I was getting. But it's gonna look shadowy, it's gonna look like love and darkness, if you will. And I think that can be a beautiful concept and principle to uphold when it's done in a healthy manner, right? And so for those of you, Source is saying, if you well, what the fuck does a healthy dark shadow side look like? It's Spirit's You know, fuck around, find out. You might have to make a mistake or two, but essentially, you know, those mishaps or mistakes will be recalibrated now. And you will learn the lesson, and it might be the hard way, but for the most part, I'm getting a big divine intervention and protection with your energy, Libra, and spirit is like, you know, go be with pleasure, go be with your shadows and dance with them, integrate with them, make them work for your highest and greatest good. You know, allow yourself to be in that space, and it's okay. So we're gonna get started. That was just the channeled messages. Before we're gonna get started with Ganesh here. Oh, Ginger also was coming out. I kept remember when I was doing the sandalwood and the rose, the jasmine. So ginger was also, and cinnamon. I'm not sure if I said cinnamon already, but ginger and cinnamon was also coming through strong as allies that y'all may want to either utilize in your magic, in your craft, in your teas, in your incense, whatever it may be, in your cooking. But these are some of the allies here. And then for crystals, I was getting Kababa Jasper. I was getting ruby. Yes, because sometimes ruby and garnet I get a little confused. Ruby, red carnelian, or like red jasper, either or. There was the other one. What was that other one? When y'all showed me the Kababa Jasper. I can't recall right now. Okay, so let's see here. What messages from Ganesh do we have for Libra for the month of January? Thank you. Yeah, inner knowing. So the first card is inner knowing with the number 17 here. Protection with the number 20. I told y'all got a divine intervention of protection. And it's like, you know, if you got to look like the bad guy to somebody here, then so be it. Thank you. Well, y'all got two more cards. I was gonna do one. Be candid. Y'all gonna be doing a lot of vocalization, a lot of speaking, a lot of talking, a lot of affirmations, calling back your power. You know, speaking. Throat chakra here. There's a purification happening there. And then what was the other card here? Divine support. Divine support. Libra, your prayers are being heard. Your prayers, your affirmations, your spells are going to be super active for those of you that do spell work, that feel called to do certain incantations at this time. Go into it confidently. Allow yourself to know that you are protected in this journey. If there's any, like, I feel like, remember I was getting that divine intervention energy. I feel like if there's like a little hater or somebody that may be trying to come in or something like that, like spirit is banging it on their crown chakra for you to keep them away and off of you. There's something about like clearing your cords, breathing into your sovereign body, breathing into your body, getting reacquainted with the beauty of life and the beauties of your shadows here. Without fears, knowing that your hard work is going to be paid off here. There's a sense of empowerment for you for all the sacrifices, all the stuff, and this the inner knowing, right? Trusting in the bottom of the deck, and it came out 3 times, so 23 with the solar plexus here. All right. If I'm not mistaken, I think Taurus also had the throat chakra and the solar plexus. I could be wrong, but that would be funny if it was Taurus, because y'all are both ruled by Venus. And so there may be a message with like Venus and Pisces being very significant for you. And because that's coming up for those of you who haven't seen the Venus and Pisces video already, I would invite you to watch that. There may be additional messages that are there for you. I don't think they're going to be the same messages because I don't remember what I channeled for that message. But it just feels very different. It doesn't feel like it's the same. And I can't really recall what it is to tell you now. But, there's a lot of like, you've healed enough. Like you're still going to be healing. You're allowed to have fun while you're healing. You're allowed to, you're allowed to do the things that, like, if you're in a grievance process or, in a healing process, like, everything doesn't have to look perfect, right? So let's just say, for example, like maybe you was in a relationship and you was healing from that relationship and stuff like that. And like spirit is like, okay, like it's okay. You're allowed to go out on dates now. Like, and you're like, no, I have to heal. And like, yes, there is a true thing of allowing yourself to heal from a relationship and not just jumping from one to another. That's a very real thing. But there also comes a point in time when we might be utilizing our healing as an excuse and to prevent us from stepping into the realms that are uncomfortable, that is where our growth actually is and where there's more healing to be done. Like, not until you get into a new like dating scene will you discover parts of you that's like, yeah, ready to date, and parts of you that's like, oh shit, I didn't even know I was gonna feel this way till I connected with another person or something like that. It's not about like jumping into something new. This is just something about going into that realm, and it doesn't have to do anything with dating, right? For those of you that's in a relationship, or those of you that this could be, maybe you were thinking about a pet, or you find a pet, or you come across getting a pet or something. You're like, and that's like your spirit guide, and that's divine intervention or something. You're like, what the fuck? I didn't even want a dog, or I didn't even want, like you didn't know. And it's a learning process, and it's a growing process, and it's actually helping you heal. It's a form of divine intervention. And it's, so there's going to be a lot of that for you in the month of January is kind of what I'm getting here. All right. Let's see here what we get from the tarot. What messages do we have for Libras here for the month of January? Spirit. Thank you. 2 more cards. Oh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, hold on. So in the bottom of the deck, you have the Priestess of Wands here. I feel there was a story that my neighbor was sharing with me, and it was with Thecla, I believe is the goddess's name. It's a divine feminine character that they took out of the Christian Bible. And she was associated or connected with like Paul and stuff. And there was something about the lion, right? Like I guess they tied her to a pole or something, and they were gonna burn her, or they put her to a pole for the lions to feed on her. And instead, when the lioness, specifically, it was a lioness, from how she shared the story with me. The lioness, instead of feeding on Thecla, the lioness protects Thecla, and when the other animals come to devour Thecla, the lioness charges and protects. That's the divine intervention here. All right. There's a lot of divine intervention and protection happening for you to be in your wild side, for you to be in a space where even if they try to stake you on a pole and burn you, even if they try to demise or downplay, or spiritually attack, or your character, your spirituality, your whatever, as long as you are in your true divine alignments, you have the lioness working in your favor, protecting you. And it may not be the whole story of Thecla, but that particular part was what was coming up, was the divine intervention, how they may have tried to send the wolves out to you. They may have tried to send the lions out to you, and instead they became your allies, right? So they may have tried to send their demons out to you, and instead they became your allies. They became your friends because of your true divinity with you, and being able, remember, utilizing, alchemizing, right, the shadows to work in your favor. So, every time if there's a little hater, God continues to prepare a plate before thy enemy, right? Their weapons get instantly dismantled in all timelines, realms, and dimensions of your existence, and God keeps you armored, and keeps you divinely protected, right? And so there's a thing about that divine intervention that you don't need to worry about here. Okay, there is a tower moment energy. Whatever was any confusion, that's gonna be released from you here. You have to, and remember how I was saying, for some of you, you're like, well, how do I know I'm in a healed space or in an integrated space to actually do that, or whatever? That's what Spirit is saying. Like, you're going to have to go with the flow of the unknown and allow yourself the space to be okay if you make any mistakes. Because the truth is, you probably can't make a mistake right now. Anyways, you're going to learn from all of them. They're all lessons here. You don't have to make a decision right now. You don't have to make a decision right now. You just have to be. There's a tower moment here, so there's a lot of divine awakenings here. And remember, we were talking about the fire here. This is like a Kundalini awakening, like you going through another massive awakening here. You could be getting some light language activations also during this time, Libra. Because you have the inner knowing and protection card here, be candid with your words and divine support. This is, again, if you don't know what to do, call on divine intervention to assist you and guide you. Call on divine support, and you're going to be delivered the answers. You're going to be delivered the resources from the earth, the air, the fire, the water, the spirit. You're going to be able to make it work. You're going to be able to make things happen. Even though the 5 of Pentacles is usually walking away from certain traditions, that may very well be why Spirit was saying, like, go ahead and be the bad guy. Let them look at you as the villain. Maybe you have a shift of perspective when it comes down to your spirituality, or whether it doesn't even have to be a religion, right? Like maybe you was practicing one school of thought and it no longer resonates with you, and you used to dress all like punk rock and goth or whatever, and like maybe now you want to dress sophisticated or something and be luxurious, right? Or you went from like a hipster to, maybe a little bit more casual, so whatever. I'm getting like, this is something that is a change of appearance, a change of constructs, of mindsets, a liberation of, repressed and suppressed energies here. I'm getting a lot of Dark Lilith energy also. Maybe some of you resonate with Dark Lilith, Dark Moon Lilith, or that may be something in your chart that's calling to you. The Kali energy, which we are going to get into Kali's energy in just a moment. you're walking away into a new space that, like, maybe you was practicing celibacy and you was, doing a whole, and spirit is saying it's not to not keep it sacred. Everything is spiritual, everything is divine. How divinely aligned is it? Well, what are you aligning yourself to? That's up to you, because you have full range, free will to do what it is that you want to do. I'm getting like the scarab beetle also, so Commission energy or Kepra might be significant to you as well. Maybe you work with the netters. The scarab is also associated with the brain, with your crown, with your skull specifically. I'm sorry, I said brain, but with your skull. You're going to be able, this awakening, this epiphany, this aha moment here, it's going to hurt some hearts here. But you're in a space where, like, you don't even want to fight. You just want to have your peace. But you might be in a space where you're having to fight for your peace right now. All right. This may not be all you Libras. But it's, or like I said, there was something earlier. I think I said it earlier. Maybe like you had to do a lot of sacrifices, to find peace, to find liberation. And like, that's where, it's okay to say no now or something. So maybe you already fought for your peace. But I was talking about healing also. And the Three of Swords very much is about, healing. So, while you may have, maybe you're healing from rejection, neglection. Maybe you're healing from, old school of thoughts. There's a great grand awakening here that not only is it creating a massive shift and a shock factor to you, but it created a shock factor to those that's involved, because maybe people didn't think that you could walk away. Maybe people didn't think that you can say no, because maybe you were being too nice. You were being too people pleasing, right? Maybe you would being confused, and you're in a space where you're like, nah, I'm not confused anymore. I know exactly what the fuck I want. I've been you what I wanted, but you couldn't get. I was trying to do that with you, but you wasn't really trying to build with me in that way. And so because you couldn't build with me, I had to let lightning strike on that shit, and I'm gonna go build where I need to go build that. I'm gonna restart my foundation from scratch if I have to. I'm going to mold my reality into the way that I would like to, because you ain't want to be here anyways. And spirit is definitely protecting you through that inner knowing. Trust your intuition. Your intuition is super heightened at this time. You're going through massive psychic upgrades, DNA upgrades, releasing of people, places, situations, things, and I love this energy for you. So we're actually going to get into Kali Ma's energy now, see what message Kali has for you, Libra, for the month of January. There's a reminder to stay hydrated, drink some water here. I'm going to drink a little sip of my tea. This is the first one that came out. The number 44 could be significant. That's in the bottom of the deck. But we have here Lalita Tripura Sundari. Lalita Tripura Sundari. Number 18, which breaks down to a 9. Lalita's energy very much, like the fact that this is coming up, this card specifically, I don't even remember what it says in the book. I am going to read it in the book in a moment. But this energy, like when I connect with this card, I always felt like Libra energy for some reason. So it doesn't surprise me that it's coming out, but it kind of does. Like, it's kind of funny. So beautiful. So just take a moment here to take a deep inhale, gaze at the card, and allow your intuition to guide you with what messages may come through for you as I get ready to read what it says here in the book. Remember, there's a big emphasis in spiritual awakenings, paying attention to your dreams. With the tower moment, you may be moving to another location. Mind your words. Your words are very powerful. So as long as you affirm good things are going to happen. If you affirm bad things to other people, then Spirit is saying, I got your fucking back. Your word is my command. So you have a great support system from the universe right now. And it's use your words how you choose to use your words. I would say use them wisely. But here we are going to get into her message now. Lalita Tripura Sundari. With luminous grace, she plays her ways into our hearts, softening hardness and despair, awakening the remembrance of light, of love, of joy. No matter what you have experienced, your heart shall be cleansed and released from ugliness, sorrow, and pain. Negative karmic legacies will be cleared away. Our divine sister goddess invites you to recognize her golden restrictive beauty shining within your heart. Our divine sister goddess invites you to recognize her golden restorative beauty shining within your heart. Cultivate that which is worthy of such beauty, for this is your essential nature. Gracefully release all else with dignity. The third of the Mahavidya's wisdom goddesses, Lalita Tripura Sundari, is the divine mother manifesting as light, playfulness, and beauty. In the Shakti Tantras, or scriptures of the divine feminine, there are two schools. One school celebrates Kali as the primordial origin of the universe, and the other worships Lalita as such. Yet, they are but two faces of the one divine mother. Lalita doesn't compete with Kali. She is her boom-giving brightness. Lalita's presence in a reading is a reminder to play. Her sadhana, or practice, asks us to cleanse and heal our minds, so we do not become consumed or overwhelmed by the suffering or ugliness happening in the world. Without denying the dark side, give me just a moment. Without denying the dark side of human nature, we can look through the inner eye to see what is happening at a spiritual level. If we look for the inner spiritual truth, we will find divine beauty. That is the courage, kindness, selflessness, generosity, love, and strength that humans develop and express in response to their problems. Lalita is the power to recondition the mind away from agony and into delight. This doesn't require changing the world, but rather seeing it differently. Instead of seeing humanity as victimized, weak, ego-driven, and wounded, we can affirm humanity as a collective of spiritually brave souls willing to incarnate and grow during a challenging time of spiritual excursions. on earth. There is beauty, divine beauty, in such boldness of spirit. Internally, we shift from despair to awe, changing our chemistry along with our consciousness. As that takes place, we begin to vibrate energetically at a higher frequency. Challenges are recognized as means through which blessings can be activated. The mindsets of the warriors fighting against darkness can shift into the mindset of the priestess, facilitating the increasing presence of spiritual light upon earth. Same word, same world, same circumstances, but different approach, different interpretation, and different response, which in turn leads to a different experience and future for all of us. Sometimes we need the darkness, the feistiness of Kali, and the warrior spirit, yet at other times the lightness of heart, the delighted mind, and the bionic, I'm saying that word wrong, like flamboyant, but bionic spirit, and are what will open the way for us. For life to happen, we need both night and day, winter and summer, and everything in between. Lolita is the reminder to give due honor to the brightness and light, especially if we have been dealing with a lot of darkness. In a reading, Lalita Tripura Sundari is a sign of good things intended for you. The ending of a truly difficult time is near, as a spiritual shift from the dark night of the soul into something of a golden era in your life. It is a promise of release into beauty and grace. Do your work to orient yourself, to shift your inner being to be ready for her. What will it be like to dispense with worry and dwell within a continual infusion of golden grace? This is the way of Lolita. Be open to experiences of rest, pleasure, and beauty, which can elevate your frequency and help you discover new solutions to old issues. Lolita helps the mind break free from poverty consciousness and belief in lack. Inner knowing and transformation manifest through her playful energies. We become able to find delight and joy once more. Tripura translates as 3 cities and refers to the triple goddess as a virgin, Bala, as a fertile woman, Sundari, and as a crone, Bahaveti, which the crone is literally in the bottom of the deck here. In a reading, this oracle indicates a change so radical and profound that it is irreversible. A previous chapter of your life is truly closing, and will not be reopened. This will be reason for celebration. For the intervention of Lolita in our lives brings only delight, joy, happiness, and fulfillment. Whatever you need to release right now shall create space for what is divinely destined for you to manifest through her grace. You have every reason to feel hopeful. If you have been struggling with poverty consciousness or have lost a sense of joy or gratitude for your life path, Lolita is a portion of heart healing and restoration of grace, light, and dignity in your heart. You shall awaken to your true inner beauty. You shall enjoy a change of pace and realize and release from intensity. Open your heart and orient your mind towards a golden era. This is a bit of a longer read here. So say the following prayer of invocation with one hand resting at your heart. Lalita Tripura Sundari, golden goddess at play, joyfulness, love, Jagatambi, loving mother of the worlds and benevolent queen of the universe. You are all giving, so generous and kind. I open my heart to you in wonder of your unwavering desire that I should simply be happy and free. Your generosity melts all resistance. In your presence, I am humbled as a sage and as happy as a delighted child. You are my mother. You love me so much on every level. I welcome your golden presence into my being, into my life and the world, for the spiritual liberation of all beings. Ja Ma Lalita Devi. See, sense, intend, or feel that you are moving deep into the spacious inner temple of your heart. There is a swirling golden light reaching towards you. That light swirls elegantly, playfully, delightedly, in multiple directions. You sense it is powerful, intelligent, kind, and healing. This swirling golden light expands so it fills your entire energy field and then encapsulates the space around you. It captures all energetic streams of darkness, whisking them away from you, transforming them instantly into delight, happiness, and freedom. You are peaceful, protected, and blessed. You shine as a beautiful priest or priestess of her golden light. Your luminous heart radiates her golden swirling intelligence in all directions and through all dimensions for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Allow yourself to connect with the joy and delight of this. Finish with your hands in prayer and bow your head to the joy and light of the divine feminine in your deepest heart. You have completed your invocation ritual. Y'all fought for y'all peace. Y'all went through a lot of sacrifices. Y'all are in a space of great reward, and divine intervention and protection is on your side. Say no when you have to say no. And again, it was about divine righteousness. So sometimes what appears as a shadowy energy to one person is a pure divine light. And it, that golden light frequency is only going to reveal the shadows of others, right? But you gained this awareness. You went through so much and you have so much divine support. And like even Lolita said, like there's a purpose and a need for balance, right? That balance in it. And your inner knowing is strong. Okay. So trust yourself completely. We're going to get into the subconscious messages. I'm going to take a sip here for just a moment of my tea. which is cooling down. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, one fell. So the number 9 can be very significant to you. Today is the 9th of January as well. And we are in a 9 year, so 999 can be significant. I'm not interpreting these, I'm just sharing. I mentioned earlier Taurus. Taurus is popping up here. Taurus could be very significant also. So maybe there's a Taurus in your life or something like that, or there might be a message for you in Taurus's reading. But again, take whatever resonates for you. The number 1, is that a 1 or 7? I'm sorry, the number 7. The number 2. And I felt that like partnership energy. You got the number 2 again. Mercury can be significant. Scorpio could be significant. Pluto could be significant. I think that's all of them. And then what ruin here? What ruin message do we have for Libra? Okay. I'm going to give you the key words. I'm going to show you in a moment. Which is like the M. This is how you draw it. And the key words are horse, to move, loyal, trustworthy, confidence, purposeful, forward progress, speed of thoughts or deeds, sets the pace and direction and maintenance of the path, and strengthens necessary to complete it depending on the goals, attainability, and the desire for it. True friendship and trust strengthens bonds of your friendships, brings life changes, helps get rid of fixations on unresolvable problems, facilitates travel, especially water travel, good for starting new adventures, helps prepare and pave a way for change, brings someone out of a mental slumber, and achieves secret and intuitive knowledge. Let's see here, what magic spark wants to spark into your January. I love that. She said, I was out here touching a tree and bowing my head as you're reading that. Find a sacred place to spend some time alone. I think this came out for another group as well. And there's like so many other sparks. I'm going to pull out 2 more. I didn't pull out 2 more for any other ones, but I don't know why I feel like I need to pull out 2 more. So I just did. Visualizing cutting all ties to relationships that no longer serve you. That came out in the channel messages for you. I think even before I pulled out the cards here, um, you know, maybe watch the replay or go back to the beginning. I think I said that. Learn more about a type of plant or stone you're drawn to. Oh, I love that. So maybe some of the like herbs, the plants, or the stones that I mentioned earlier might be something new to you that you're going to be learning about, or intuitively trust yourself and your connection and where it guides you. Okay, Libra, that is your reading. I want to say thank you to your higher self, to my higher self, to our guides, the ancestors of the highest order, and all praises to the Most High for allowing me to be a divine messenger. Thank you for allowing me to be a service to you. Thank you for existing. I affirm that this reading brings you the divine clarity and intervention that is needed for your highest and greatest good. And anything that is not in divine alignment with what was shared here is to clear its way out of your auric field, your mind, your body, your spirit. I give you thanks. I love you. And until next time, peace, y'all.